Hey Rooster viewers, it's Halos with another Rooster theory video, and today we are talking about music. I know you want that theory video on the story. It's coming. I'm sorry, I just want to do this one because it's very interesting. I think you guys will find it interesting too. So, I did a poll back then when I first started on the Rwby Media app called, or it wasn't called anything, it was my 24th poll. It was all about the music on what was your favorite music out of the 4 beginning trailers when the series was first released. And out of the 30 people who did go on the poll, because it was a new poll, the highest number was 12 people who liked Red Like Roses. I found this interesting at first because I didn't know Red Like Roses, being the fact that it was such a big thing, would not be the first one. I thought people would probably like I Burn, which was the second one. But then I decided to start analyzing this stuff for this episode, and I came to the conclusion that it is a very fascinating thing. So, to start off, I first analyzed, because again this was figuring out why they were people's favorite, I analyzed what was the genre of each one by using the Rwby wiki. I found out that symphonic rock was the genre for Red Like Roses, dance was the genre for I Burn, alternative rock was From Shadows, and pop for Mirror Mirror. And then I began to analyze trending polls that have been done in the past, and I found this one, having up to 500 people, have alternative rock be one of the biggest things. And I was like, okay, and then I started finding more trends, and I found out that rock was a very high trend based on the rhythm. Now you're probably wondering, what does rhythm have to do with anything? Well, the rhythm is what gives that addicted feel when we hear a beat in our head. It makes us want to come back to it. That's why rock is so popular. And that's why Mirror Mirror and I Burn started to go down the charts, because even though I had a good rhythm to them, the lyrics and the actual rhythm itself was higher of a preference to one's mind. And that's where the psychology comes in. But what I found more interesting is, even though rock was a high up rhythm thing that a lot of people like, you still find out that Black's trailer, or I Come From Shadows, is still also rock. So why didn't that get higher or even near the amount from where Like Roses came from? And this is where my heavy theory comes in. A lot of people, out of the 30 people I found who watched the trailers, or I found out, I got to talking to my friends about it, they said they analyzed it based on what they heard from the trailer. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I started to analyze the trailer itself compared to the full thing, and this is where it gets exciting, and why I think if I were to continue this poll without making this video, Red Like Roses would remain on top, because more people would analyze it based on what they see versus the actual song. So, to begin, when you first see the Red Like Roses trailer with the music, you come to notice, if you compare them side by side between the Black trailer, the Red Like symphonic rock that's with the trailer seems to be more in rhythm with the combat and the way they're fighting, versus the alternative rock, which is kind of passive but still acts as a good fighting music for the Black trailer. And that's what that type of rhythm coincides with our mind. It makes us more interested to see where it's going. But not only was this interesting in the sense that when I looked at the Yellow trailer, being the fact that a lot of people I know like dance music, I was like, that's, I guess, underwhelms it. But what I find more interesting is I Burn may have stood a higher chance, because rap music this day and age is starting to become higher up with the popularity. Not that many people know, and this is going to surprise you, that I Burn is actually part rap music. But the reason why people don't know this is because when you see it in the trailer, it doesn't show you the whole thing. If you actually watch the Yellow trailer, the whole entire time you're watching it, you don't understand that literally they cut out the majority of the rapping and other sections of the song. You hear bits and pieces of other songs, Mirror Mirror, I Come From Shadows, and Red Like Roses, but you don't hear the portion of the song that has the rapping in it from I Burn, because it gets cut off at the end of the trailer. And that's the interesting part. And that's why Red Like Roses would remain on top if I were to redo this poll if this video did not come out. It's because it's how it is. But that, again, is just my theory, so I know there's going to be people out there that's going to be like, that's not true, there could have been other ways you could have listened to music. But for right now, that's how it stood. If you like what you see, click the like button, subscribe. I'm Halos, and I'm out.